That Robinson was coming out of a business when the two teens armed with guns tried to rob him. MPD says that Robinson actually wrestled a gun away from one of the teens before being shot twice in the leg by the second suspect. The suspects ran off, jumped into a vehicle and fled. Robinson was rushed to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. MPD says that it appears that the suspects are between the ages of 15 and 17 years old. This morning, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser addressed another shooting in the district, another one tied to juveniles.
Every day we're focused on how we get to young people who are disconnected, and we have our violence interrupters, credible messengers, safe passage folks, and we have outreach to families. If you know you have a young person that's involved in crime, may have access to gun, may have a gun in your home, you need to reach out to us so that we can get them some help before they hurt themselves or get hurt. But we also need young people to face consequences.
MPD says that it recovered the gun used to shoot Robinson in a nearby alley, and investigators believe that they also found the getaway vehicle, which appears to have been stolen from Prince George's County just days earlier. WUSA 9 Sports Director Darren Haynes live now from Commanders practice, where Robinson's teammates are reacting to the shooting. No doubt there's been a rallying of support around Robinson during this time, Darren.
Yeah, Larry, you know what? Head coach Ron Rivera was showing his support. He was at the hospital with Robinson yesterday. Some of his teammates, some of his friends and family were all reaching out. But this practice today was just a little bit different because Brian Robinson Jr. was not there. But first, let's get to Brian Robinson, because we're hearing from him for the first time since the shooting from yesterday. And on his Instagram stories, Brian Robinson actually put out the message that surgery went well. Thanks for the prayers. God is great. Now, the positive news that you're hearing from a lot of the players and head coach Ron Rivera, that he's going to make a recovery, as non-life-threatening injuries. And that's a positive note for a player that literally went through, it was a victim of gun violence that, of course, Muriel Bowser was talking about in the district area. And they had practice today. Brian Robinson was not there. And head coach Ron Rivera spoke after practice, and he was saying this is one of the toughest phone calls he ever had to receive hearing about Brian Robinson Jr.
You could feel the anger swelling up, but also the concern. And it was, the conversations were, really about, hey, I hope he's okay. And, there was a lot of worry. I texted Brian because I know he had talked to Mike. So I just texted him and he called me. And he called me to let me know he was going to be okay. So that took a lot off my mind.
It's sad, but at the same time, I was praising God because he's fine and he's going to be okay, and it's not life-threatening. Situation could have played out a lot worse for him and his family, and knowing that he's going to be okay, got to give God the glory.
Now, some more news about Brian Robinson Jr. Head coach Ron Rivera says that he's going to meet with the medical staff today to see the severity on his injuries and possibly how long he could be out and when he could possibly return to the football field, because there was a lot of positive spirits. Like, that is a possibility for Brian Robinson Jr. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but head coach Ron Rivera was wearing an orange shirt during his presser. And of course, wearing orange is basically to create awareness for gun violence and to honor the victims that have been affected by gun violence. This is something the Washington Commanders have been supporting all year long, but now it hits them right at home as Brian Robinson Jr. was shot multiple times in Washington, D.C. yesterday, you guys.
Yeah, it's still hard to wrap your mind around something like this occurring, especially for someone like Robinson. I think the good news in all of this is that he's going to make a full recovery, and no doubt the city is standing firmly behind him. Darren Haynes, thank you so much. We appreciate it.